Hey, hi, yay! We found a moment, my friend, yay! Thank you so much for finding the moment here, for finding an extra moment, for spending a bit of time, safety, and ability to be here with me today. Thank you so much for being here for episode one, Finding the Moment. That's so stinking cool. Um, it's a blessing to be here today to be able to host a space for us. And I genuinely hope, listen, put the podcast aside, put technology aside, put everything aside. And I just kind of hope that this space here, this moment here, serves as a reminder of the fact that amongst the chaos and the joy of life, for a moment, here and now, you are listening to this, you are watching this, we are okay for a moment. It's something I'm very grateful for, just a quick awareness of this time, safety, and ability to sit with a friend. And it's something I'm very grateful for. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I genuinely hope that through our hangout session, you are just consistently reminded that for however long you are able to listen to this, to actually tune in and listen to this, to just remember that moment. We are okay. Um, Very first podcast, and it's a bit different for me because every type of content creation that I've done has been in either picture or video form. So I've been a content creator for over 15 years now. I started when I first started wrestling in 2010, just posting content, and everything was about pictures and video. And so now that I'm moving into the podcast area, it's definitely going to be a learning curve for me. And so I just wanted to start off by saying, I'm going to be learning along this whole journey. Things are going to be changing and advancing and growing. And, I'm going to learn things that I didn't like and things that I want to do. And maybe my audio is not the best this time and I'll adjust it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of learning that's going to be happening. And I'm very thankful that you are along the ride with me. So thank you. Just full of gratitude. Um, my very first topic that I would love to talk about is about taking a moment. And I figured I would go into the things that got me into finding the moment and how I started getting into this path and a little bit about who I am in case you guys don't know my backstory. So we can do just a quick introduction. Y'all can get to know me a little bit. We can kind of preface what we're going to expect moving forward with this podcast. And so just quickly want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor for this podcast, which is the Ballantyne Project. Many years ago, my mother-in-law and I started a nonprofit organization that was called the Bird's Nest, where we aimed to bring out Indigenous youth from reserves across Canada to help them come into the city to experience the city life for a bit, to teach them about just basic life skills, teaching them how to write a resume, how to travel, how to do their taxes, just basic stuff. And through that program, one of the individuals took it upon himself to really take over and really fly with this. And so his name is Dwight Ballantyne. And with the help of my mother-in-law, Dwight and my mother-in-law, they've really grown everything into the Ballantyne Project, which I am now in one of the rooms of a home which they continue to host experiences for Indigenous youth. They come out, they experience a full week of different types of things, and they'll go out to work in the trades. They work in the health industry, in welding. They'll have workshops on finances and just all kinds of good stuff. And so that's what the Ballantyne Project is now. And so I'm very grateful and happy to be a part of this now. And so huge shout out to the Ballantyne Project. Thank you for doing what you do. It's an amazing thing. You guys should look into it if you are interested in hearing more about that. Please check them out. The Ballantyne Project. They are mainly on Facebook. So check them out. Huge shout out to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a blessing. About me. My name is Andy. I go by Dreadful Bird. A lot of you guys know me as Dreadful Bird. I have dreadlocks. My last name is Bird. And I got that name because it's what I chose for my wrestling name. So, throughout my whole life, since I was a kid, I've wanted to be a professional wrestler. It was a lifelong dream of mine. Some of my very first memories are watching professional wrestling with my mom. We would pull the mattress in front of the TV and we would watch professional wrestling. Monday Night Raw. Every single Monday, you could count on it. It was reliable. And so we'd watch wrestling, and it was just a big passion of mine, a lifelong dream of mine to want to wrestle. And throughout my journeys, I have experienced a lot. I've lived in a lot of different homes. I've went to a lot of different schools, and throughout all of it, I held on to this dream of being a pro wrestler. There was a lot of times where I felt like I wanted to give up, like I didn't know my purpose or what I was doing, but the constant thought in my head was pro wrestling. You want to be a wrestler. And so, uh, in my high school years, I found myself living in a place that I probably shouldn't have been living at, and I was, you know, hanging out with people that I probably shouldn't have been hanging out with, and just kind of looked around and realized that it's not what I wanted to do, and I wanted to wrestle, and it was getting close to the time when I was done school, and I needed to think about it, like actually think about it. And so I started to think about how I could pursue this dream of being a pro wrestler. Well, I was on MySpace one day. So MySpace was this website that you could log on, almost like, TikTok or Facebook, or you could log on to this website and you upload a picture and all this stuff. Okay. Same thing as like Facebook. I logged on to MySpace and I decided to reach out to a wrestler. And how I decided to reach out to this wrestler is my favorite, one of my favorite wrestlers. His name is Bret the Hitman Hart, and I knew that he was from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I knew that if little old me, little teenage me, just about to graduate, little me was going to reach out to Bret the Hitman Hart, this mega superstar, he probably wouldn't reply because he's so busy, he's too big. And so I started brainstorming and thinking, okay, well, how can I get this started? And so I was watching Monday Night Raw, and there was a tag team that had just debuted, and they were the Hart Dynasty. Well, I figured, well, these guys are just starting in WWE. Maybe I could reach out to one of them and maybe I'll get a reply there. So I reached out to Natty. Natty is, she's the daughter of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who was part of a tag team with Bret Hart, my favorite wrestler. I reached out to Natty on MySpace and I sent her a message asking, hey, I'm just a kid wanting to wrestle. I don't know where to go. Can you help me out? And she replied back with an address that was in Calgary, Alberta, said best of luck. And so I took that address. I made a New Year's resolution. And January 1st, 2010, I caught a bus one way from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, all the way to Calgary, Alberta, and I started to train to be a wrestler. And so that was a crazy experience to start training to be a wrestler, like living a wild dream, actually doing it. I remember seeing the ring for the first time and having my very first match, and all of these amazing things. And wrestling brought me out to British Columbia. And so I started wrestling out in British Columbia and had a wonderful 10-year career of doing amazing things. My biggest accomplishment in wrestling was holding the Canadian Championship for over 440 days. I'm the only Indigenous person in history that I know of that has done so. So I'm very happy to have had a little piece of history, like to put my name in wrestling history, just a little tiny bit, nothing big, just a little tiny bit. So I'm happy about that. But wrestling came to a sudden halt when COVID hit. Because when COVID hit, everything shut down. There were no more live events. There were, you weren't allowed to gather. So there was no more wrestling. Well, because I wasn't wrestling anymore, like there was no wrestling events to even do, I kind of focused on TikTok a little bit. And it was around the same time that I was also involved in. Now you're gonna chuckle at me, but don't laugh too much. I'm out of it now, but my wife and we got into network marketing or affiliate marketing and all that stuff. Okay, uh, but this particular one was pretty cool because they didn't just teach you about products and selling products, like they taught you about mindset and perspective. And they offered a lot of different books and videos and in-person um, presentations and stuff that were a lot about mindset and growth and changing how you view things, changing how you see things about money and about yourself and about gratitude and stuff like that. And so through all these different tools that these people recommended, I discovered the moment of now. Through a lot of the different books, there are several books that I read that had a huge impact on me. One of the top ones that I would highly recommend that you would read, there's also a YouTube video of an audiobook that you could just listen to, just have it on in the background. It's called Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Gikandi, Gikandi. And it's super, super good. It's not anything like you would expect. It's called Happy Pocket Full of Money, but it's not all about money. It's mindset and perspective and gratitude and things like that. So through all of those books and through all of these presentations and learning from all of these people, I discovered the moment of now, and I became aware of the fact that in this current moment I am okay. And so that was a really cool thing. And along the way, too, like through all of those things, I can't remember specifically, but it was through all of those tools where I learned how we live in fight or flight mode. We're constantly in fight or flight mode. And that's just as human beings, it's just goes all the way back to trying to survive. You had to be in flight mode. You had to be ready for attackers, or you had to be ready to attack, or you had to be ready to run because there was a lot of threats around that were going to threaten you and your tribe. So you had to fight them off, or you had to run. So you're constantly fight or flight mode. So it makes sense. And so one of the major things that people often do in fight or flight mode is they tense up their shoulders. You're ready to go. You're ready to stink and either fight or run. Um, for me, I just always notice that like my eyebrows are always furled up, and it's unnecessary. A lot of people, even Shanna, my wife, her name is Shanna, she um, just knows that my natural resting face is like this. When I'm out and about, and some people think like, "Oh my gosh, is he angry?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm chilling. What the heck? I'm good." And so my eyebrows are always furled up and I have to like remember to relax them. So I drop my shoulders, relax my eyebrows. Your stomach is tense from fight or flight mode. You're ready to go. So I always remember to loosen my stomach. And then the tongue on the roof of your mouth. I can't remember exactly where that came from, but I do know that like your tongue naturally rests on the roof of your mouth. It just naturally rests there. That's where it sits. It's where it belongs. It sits on the roof of your mouth. Dropping it from the roof of your mouth relaxes my jaw for me. Also makes me take a deep sigh when I do all four of these things: shoulders, eyebrow, stomach, tongue. It makes me take a deep sigh every single time. I don't know if that's dropping the tongue or anything else, but just because the tongue is always naturally up there, it's always to me a reminder to find the moment because I'm looking in. I'm like, oh yeah, my tongue's on the roof of my mouth. Gosh, Douglas. And I have to like drop the tongue from my roof. I'm like, oh yeah, my shoulders are up and my eyebrows are furled and my stomach is tense. What the heck? You know? And so when I first started learning about taking a moment and finding the moment, I promise you, for so long, I just walked around just trying to catch myself aware of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, my shoulders are up again. I literally just dropped my shoulders a minute ago and they're already up. Like, what the heck? My stomach is tense now. Like, what the heck? My eyebrows are good now. Okay, 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 we're good. You know? And then just try to keep going. And all of a sudden, a minute later, I check in and I'm like, I'm like, oh my gosh, stop it. So, for the longest time, it was just me personally just checking in and reminding myself that, like, oh my gosh, I'm tensed a lot of the time, and it makes sense because it's from fight or flight mode. Um, and so I started sharing videos on it and just reminding people to, drop your shoulders, loosen your stomach. And I used to explain about that like years ago when I first started. I've been sharing a take a moment video every day for 5 years now. And when I first started, I would explain about, the reasonings behind. I'd be like, okay, so drop your shoulders, loosen your stomach, relax your eyebrows, drop the tongue. So the tongue naturally sits on the roof of your mouth, and we're in constant fight or flight mode, which is why our shoulders are, I'd constantly explain it. But then I would just be like constantly like, and then people would like debate, like try to fight or argue about things. I'm just like, oh man, like I'll just leave that. And so I started focusing solely on the message: shoulders, eyebrows, stomach, tongue. Take a deep breath. We are okay. We have time. We are safe. We have the ability to watch this. And I became so confident in the message, and I still am so confident in the message because literally, like, there are over 1 million human beings on this planet that are flying along with me across social media platforms that take a moment with me. And I'm super aware that everything that I put out, not every single one of those friends are going to see the videos. Not everybody is going to listen to this podcast. Not everyone is going to watch my videos. Not everyone is going to watch my live streams. But I am super aware that when I am in the moment, right here, right now, talking and recording this and making the content that I do, when I'm in that moment, I'm super aware that, like, I am okay. There are stresses in my life. Yes, valid. There are worries. Yep, valid. There are problems. Yep, valid. But I'm also okay. Right now, I am okay. And that is equally as valid. And I'm super aware of it. And I'm thankful for it. This time to sit here to record this so that you could listen to this. I am safe. There's a lot of people in the world that are not safe, haven't been for a long time. But right now I am safe and I have the ability to sit here for a moment to share this space with you, my fellow friend on this same rock in this wide universe, alive at the same time in this long history of existence. Like, I'm super aware of it and very thankful to just be here now and to share a space with you. And so after I started posting my videos, I I don't know, there was just so many people that resonated with it, and I thought, I'm just going to post another day. I'm just going to post another day, another moment, and stayed consistent with it, and it's grown so much over time. And I don't know, it's just something that I truly enjoy doing. I find joy in it. I look forward to doing it every single day. And I think that's something that I've always looked for, is finding something that I want to do every day that I'm looking forward to doing every day. And it's, called work or whatever. But, to me, it's not. It's fun. I love doing what I do. I love being able to share this awareness everywhere that I possibly can. And, again, just doing a quick check in, just a quick reminder of this moment. You're still listening to this. I am still recording this. Like, we are okay for a moment, here and now. Soak it in. We're good. you know? So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I never know what is going on in anyone's life. You know, some people share things with me and I read every comment, I read every message. So I do, hear about some things that are going on with some people, but I genuinely don't know who is listening or what is going on in your specific life. I'm sure there are stresses and worries, but another thing I'm sure of is that in this current moment, we are okay. And so I'm just soaking it in here and becoming very aware of my friend, you listening to this on the other side. So thank you. Thank you for choosing to be here today. It means the world. So, what we can expect with our podcast moving forward, again, like I just want to thank you for listening all the way up to this point. And, um, I said it at the very start of the podcast, but I said like this is a learning journey. We're going to learn together. And so, thank you for being a part of this as we learn what we like, what we don't like, things we can change and add and grow. But what we can expect from our future episodes. I will be doing solo episodes just like this, where I'll have different topics that I can talk about. A lot of my suggestions are going to come straight from TikTok, from what you guys want to hear me talk about. And then there are other things that maybe I just want to talk about. And so there will just be some episodes where it's solo episodes, just me and you talking, hanging out, taking a moment together. And then there will be other episodes where we have guests. I do have everything that I need to set up a second microphone and I can have a guest here in person with me in the Just For Now studio. Or we can do Zoom calls as well, or Zoom or whatever kind of video call, and we can do that as well. So we'll be having some guests on the show, and our guests will be such variety of people. My biggest hope and intention with interviewing these guests is talking to them about how, I'm going to try my best to get people who know about taking a moment and how we can and I want to find out like how they take a moment, how they find a moment in their chaos, in their life, in their joys, in the things that they do. How do they find a moment, and talk about stuff like that, and then get to know them a bit more. I think that would be wonderful. But we'll also have guests that are brought to us through the Ballantyne Project. There's going to be a lot of Indigenous youth coming out, experiencing life, going through their journey, and some of them might feel brave and confident enough to share their story. And I'd love to have them on. If they're interested, we can hear their stories and talk with them for a bit. And then I can, teach them about taking a moment, just a simple tool, and hopefully that helps them along their journeys. We'll also be talking with different sponsors, sharing with them about taking a moment, and they can share with us how they're helping the Ballantyne Project. So there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of fun things that I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of things that I would like to do with our podcast. I definitely want to add different segments. I think having different segments will be good. And so that's a good segue for what we're going to do next. And so this next segment, we're going to call it Questions and Comments from TikTok. All right. So we're going to go through my last videos from TikTok, and we're going to pick some comments that we're going to read and some questions that people have asked, and we're going to answer them here. And I think that's going to be a fun segment to do. So someone said, her name is Taylor Q. They said, "You do this because you are hurting too. This is something you can know from experience. I hope you are okay." There is so much truth in that, because I genuinely come from a place where I know what it is like to want to give up. I know what it is like to be in a place where you feel like nothing matters. I know what it's like to be in that place where you feel like nobody cares. I know I know what it's like to be angry all the time, which might be a surprise to some. I know what it's like to feel grief. I know what it, So there's definitely experience that is behind taking a moment. And just being aware, like, I know that life is tough. I know it. I also know that life is good too, as well. And I'm also super aware and know that we have our moment. It's just, so there's definitely validity behind that comment. It does come from experience. I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to feel suffering. And I know that even though we feel those things, we can still find that moment amongst all of it. So, shout out to Taylor Q. Thank you for the comment. One thing I will kind of state, so for our podcast listeners, I am also uploading this video to YouTube, so there is something that you guys may notice in my TikTok videos and my YouTube videos, my live streams, everything. I don't really make eye contact. I don't know why, but I don't really make eye contact. And it's something that people have said before. They're like, "You should look at the camera more." I'm like, I'll do what I would like. Thanks. I'm good." So, I'm aware of it, but that's just me. All right. Next question. Next comment. Lisa Marie 0522 said, "You should literally write this on a t-shirt and sell them. I'd wear it." Oh, I do make my own merch, actually. I do. I make it all from home. My merch making station is right over there. I've got a heat press. I've got a cutting machine that cuts the design into vinyl. I've got a hanger over there that hangs up all the shirts. Every shirt gets smudged. Every shirt in order comes with a handwritten note on a postcard and a free sticker as well. So I do sell my own merch. So thank you for the comment, Lisa Marie. All right. And so our last question is from, his username is JC. Hypnose et spiritualité. I tried my best. He said, "Do you actually enjoy repeating yourself over and over?" Honest question here. No hate. It's a valid question. And I honestly think about that. So something I always do, it sometimes works out good and sometimes it's not so good because I think about it too much. But I put myself into other people's shoes and I try to look at things from someone else's perspective. And so I think about that. If someone was watching, like if I was scrolling through my phone and I saw someone who kept posting the same exact content every single time, and I loved it, I was like a fan of it. I'm like, yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Like I would wonder too. I'm like, I wonder if they ever get bored? Or like, I wonder if they don't want to do it some days? So it's a valid question. Do you actually enjoy repeating yourself over and over and over and over? Because some people, I don't know, maybe like fall into a category or a niche and they do something and it gets traction, it goes viral or whatever, and they become known for it. And then they have to keep doing the thing, you know? So there's validity behind that question. I totally don't feel like there was any hate behind that at all. Do you actually enjoy repeating yourself over and over? I think it's just a valid question. Um, I do, though, is the thing. I do. And I'm at the point in my life where I wouldn't do something that I don't like doing. I've quit many, many, many a jobs because I didn't like them. And I know that's like, some people say stick it through or whatever, but like for me, I'm good, dude. I'm out. I don't like it there. It's toxic. You guys suck. I'm not getting paid enough to do the hard work that I know that I'm worth. I'm out. So I'm not the type of person to stick around doing something that I don't want to do. If I don't like something, I'm changing it. I'm changing something. So the fact that I have continued sharing this message consistently for over 5 years in as many different ways as I can, along with thinking of different ways to share this message, starting a podcast, Like I'm still trying to think of as many different ways as I can to share the reminder of the moment. So I do. I genuinely love it. I love what I do. I love this work that I do. I really, really do. It's a blessing to do what I do. It's a blessing to be able to wake up every single day, and what I get to do is post everywhere that I can with just a gentle, genuine, consistent, persistent reminder of the fact that, hey, your life is crazy and your life is good too. I don't know what's happening in your life, but I do know that you're reading this text message. I do know that you saw your hoodie in the pile of laundry, which meant that you had a moment to see that hoodie. I do know that you're watching this TikTok video, that you are seeing this on Instagram. I do know that you're reading this on Threads. I do know that you saw this live, that you're reading this live notification. You know what I mean? Like, I love sharing the awareness in as many ways as I can. And I totally understand that, like, if like, I've said this before in different places, but if me from 10 years ago came across my content that I post today, I would have hated it. I would have hated it. I would have scrolled right past. I might have been one of the dudes that troll, because I do get troll comments. Not as bad anymore, but it used to be pretty crazy. I would have been one of those guys. I would have been like, "You're dumb. What are you talking about? This is silly." Like, I don't want to drop the tongue from the roof of my mouth. I don't want to. Don't tell me what to do. You know? Totally would have been like that. And so, like, if 10 years ago I came across my content, I wouldn't have liked it. I wouldn't have been into it. You kind of have to be ready for it. You kind of have to be ready to be aware and to accept the fact that we are okay, and just kind of stop for a second and look around and soak it all in. And so, yeah, I recognize that the stuff that I do, repeating myself every single day, isn't for everyone. I've got a phrase that I say on my live streams. I always say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I am some people's cup of coffee. And so I genuinely mean that. I know my stuff isn't for everyone, but for the people that it is for, I'm genuinely grateful to host a space for us every single day, and a consistent reminder in as many ways as I possibly can. I get messages and comments every day. I read every comment, I read every message. But a lot of the times people say, like, I still have your sticker, I still have your magnet, I still have your shirt. It reminds me to take a moment. I put my postcard up in my mirror so I see it every morning. I have your sticker on my water bottle. I put your stickers. I ordered a bunch of stickers and I put them around my workplace, and everyone's taking a moment. Like, and so I'm genuinely happy to do what I do. And so, to answer your question once again, do you actually enjoy repeating yourself over and over? Yes, I honestly do. Honestly. So that is a segment that am going to continue doing. Questions and comments from TikTok. If you are interested in participating, leave a comment on TikTok and maybe I'll read it on our next podcast on episode 2. Just taking a quick moment once again to just kind of take a step back and to kind of look at what we are doing here, sharing a space, sharing a moment together. I'm aware that a few people might listen to this. A few people might be here right now, but I'm also equally aware that it's just you listening to this. Like, no one can listen to this for you. It's your ears listening to this. It's me recording this right now. It's all me alone. We are okay. It's just you and I for a moment. We are okay. We have time. We are safe, and we have the ability to stop, sit together for a moment, for however long you were able to sit with me. We were okay. Time, safety, ability. We had it. We have it anytime you can think about it. Very grateful to be hosting this space here. We've got a new space to hang out. I genuinely hope that you can put this on in the background while you're doing your thing, and it's just a consistent moment for you to check in and to be aware of the blessings that we've got all around us. Episode 1, short and sweet. I really just feel like I wanted to record it, edit, and post it and get it out so I can learn. That's how a lot of the things in my life have operated, is just going for it, just trying and learning along the way. I didn't know how to be a professional wrestler. I went out and trained and just went for it and did it. And I failed a lot and I learned a lot. And we've done a lot of cool things. I didn't know how to do a TED Talks, how to do public speaking like that. And I just went out, applied, did the work, and I did it twice. I don't know how to really do like a podcast, but I'm learning along the way. So everything's a learning process, and I hope to kind of lead by example and show that if you have a dream, if you have a wish, if you have a desire, you have something that you want to do, you can go out and do it, and you're going to fail and you're going to learn, and it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of experiences along the way. I'm just some native, you know, kid that's from Saskatchewan, and I wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I went out and did it, and I became a champion in it. I done 2 TED Talks. I've hosted retreats. I've got so many people across the world that spend moments with me. Like, I don't know, how I have done what I've done, but I do know that whatever your dream is, your desire is, I know that you can achieve it too. Just take little steps along the way, little steps forward, and learn when you fail, because you're going to, and have fun with it as well. So that's what I'm doing. I'm learning, I'm enjoying the process, soaking the moment in. Very thankful to be here. Thank you for being here with me today. We'll keep it short and sweet. We'll do episode 2 a little bit longer if we can. And I'm looking forward to our next hangout session whenever and wherever it shall be. So once again, thank you for choosing to watch this, for choosing to listen to this, for choosing to be here today, for spending your precious time and energy with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I could sit here for the next half an hour saying thank you, and it still would not capture the gratitude I have for you choosing to listen to this. So thank you. I love you. If people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. I love you. Thank you for being a happy, healthy, significant part of my life. And for now, with this podcast, letting me be just a little tiny, tiny, tiny piece of yours. Thank you for choosing to be here. I love you tremendously. Have the best rest of your day, and we will see you soon.